What's up, everybody? It's currently April 13th, 2026. It's Monday night, and I'm getting to my reactions for UFC 327, which took place over this last weekend. Sorry, it's a little late, but I'm probably going to try to get them on Sunday up until now, but yeah, I was just a day late. So either way, we went for 6 for 12 on picks, which is normally I would say is not very good, but honestly, with this card, I feel like that's decent. And there was one we really should have gotten, but ended up being turned into a draw. So first, we had Charles Radke. He beat Francisco Prado. It was a decent fight. It was kind of a war, honestly. I mean, it wasn't like the most entertaining. It was really bloody. I mean, there was that. And of course, Prado landed a good eye poke on Radke, I believe, uh, in this fight, which I think they immediately took a point from, if I remember correctly, because I guess it was Goddard that had warned about it previously. It was either this fight or the Padilla fight. I can't exactly remember, but I'm pretty sure that happened in this fight. He like just said to Prado, "Watch your fingers," and then he immediately poked him after, and they took a point for that, which is cool. Good wrestling from Radke. Striking was decent too. He cut him open real bad from bottom with an elbow. You don't see that every day, so good on him for that. And yeah, he got it done. Great job. I mean, Prado, he's probably gonna get cut. I mean, I think he's a decent fighter, but unfortunately, he just can't get anything going. All right, next we got Luque versus Kelvin Gastelum. This is nice to see, I guess. I mean, Gastelum, I thought for sure he was going to have faster hands and just be better than Luque. Luque has not looked great ever since the Geoff Neal fight. And Gastelum kind of has, he had an alright fight with Pfeiffer, which, I can kind of rate that. But yeah, Luque he dropped him, and then he got to his signature Darce, I would call it. He's definitely good at using the Darce or the Anaconda. And yeah, he was able to get it on Gastelum. Impressive stuff. I can't say it really means much for the division, especially with them both being middleweights. But yeah, good for Luque. Nice to see. And yeah, that's really all I got to say about it. We didn't get it right. We picked Gastelum. I think a lot of people did. Let's see what the percentage was. Yeah, 83%. So, you know, no real hammer in that. This next one, this is the one I was referencing earlier that ended up a draw. It was a good fight, real entertaining. I thought Padilla did enough, especially with the point being taken from Medeiros. They were landing decent on each other throughout the whole fight. It's just Padilla just never like wore the damage or act like he got hurt. Not a single time in this fight, I felt like. So that honestly was pretty impressive to me because Medeiros was hitting him. You could hear it too, the thud on him. And Padilla just walked it off essentially. And I feel like it looked like he hurt Medeiros more. I know the strikes were very close. And yeah, this one, Medeiros got a point taken, I do believe. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, and then Buffer announced it as winning for Padilla. I don't know if Buffer went into business for himself again, with the announcing, or they just gave him the wrong thing. But it's kind of weird to see Buffer mess up twice in such a quick span of time. But yeah, it was a good fight, but kind of probably will just move on. Next, we got Godinez versus Suarez. Man, Loopy looked really good here for a second. I thought we may have really got something. Uh, she hurt her on the feet. It looked like. Uh, followed her to the ground a little bit. She was wrestling her for a second, suplexed her big, which was pretty cool to see. I really thought, yeah, my reasoning for picking Godinez is since she's a lot shorter than Suarez, sometimes those short, more compact fighters harder to grapple. But now once we had her wits about her again, she just frickin' took over. Absolutely mogged Loopy, as some would say these days. Yeah, just once that started, she never got off the ground. Second round gets taken down pretty easily and submitted. So yeah, we'll just move on. Speaking of another submission, it was nice to see Mateusz Gamrot get one over on Ribovics. He's still good. He's sticking around in lightweight. Gamrot is. I know someday there's going to be a time where a guy who it doesn't look like he should beats him, but not today. Not Ribovic. He wasn't the guy. I was scared of the head kicks from Ribovic. He was throwing them, but Gamrot did a good job of just getting to the takedown positions, and really just, yeah, almost not the same as this fight previously, but kind of a similar story. Just Gamrot doing his thing and getting to a finish, which is nice to see. You know, Gamrot doesn't get to do that a lot, so good for him. I don't know if they're still doing that finishing bonus, but he gets one of those, so that's nice. And yeah, it was a decent fight. Nice to see. All right, next we got first one was this one. I was pretty or I don't know. I was kind of 50-50, but I was more confident in Randy Brown. But he ended up losing to Trailblazer Holland. Uh, it was a decent fight. I mean, Brown he didn't look too good. Um, he kept ducking his head every time he would throw. It was like he was asking to be guillotined. Holland never did that, but he did try to put him in what he calls the dark man choke, I believe. It's kind of just his version of a darce. I mean, maybe it is just a darce, but when he does it, it's a dark man choke. He got him in it in the second round. It looked real tight, but I guess Brown being so lanky made it hard to submit him. They were kind of too tangled up on the ground for Holland to get it. But yeah, that was a good look for Holland, the wherewithal to figure out that Brown was doing that and to capitalize. And then the third round, he kind of just got ahead of him again in points, and yeah, wins a 3-round decision. Good for Kevin Holland. I thought this was a pretty 50-50 pick, but I went with the wrong guy. That's okay. And yeah, I guess we'll see where they'll go from here. Maybe Holland versus I don't know. He needs to go fight someone at welterweight still, but probably no. I mean, maybe someone ranked low. What are the Tapology rankings looking like? Leon Edwards, I wouldn't be surprised. Not, but probably not. Oh, maybe Medic. Medic is on quite a run. That would be decent. Yeah, I guess we'll see. All right, back to the picks. Next we had Pico versus Pitbull. Pico gets it by decision, but he looked phenomenal, I thought. Real fast hands, super good boxing. I mean, he just looked real fast. And Pitbull, my hope for this, I mean, I knew Pico was going to be faster than Pitbull. Pitbull's notoriously not very fast, and he counter punches, so I was hoping Pico would just be able to punch him and not get hit back, and that is what happened for the most part. Pico was able to deal damage to Pitbull, hurt him several times in this fight. Um, and yeah, just got to a decision. Good striking against someone. I mean, Pitbull's not like it's hard to tell how good he is these days, but beating him, I feel like that's a good introduction back into the division after his KO loss to Lerone Murphy. We'll see what they do with him next. I don't know. They want to hot shot him, but it's kind of hard to. But after a win like that, you could give him someone pretty good. I wonder. Man, Murphy. I know these are Tapology rankings, but he went down a lot from that loss to Mosar. Vallejos, that would be that would be pretty troublesome for Pico. I feel like. Sean Woodson, yeah, sure, why not? I don't know. All right, on to the next fight. It was Cub Swanson versus Nate the Train Landwehr. Clarksville, sit down. He got beat. He got knocked out pretty easy by Cub. I mean, that was kind of his assignment to get knocked out, I feel like, and yeah, he did it. I was rooting for him. I was hoping maybe he could take some damage because honestly, his chin, he looked okay chin wise. He just, there gets to a point when you're getting hit so much, you just kind of got to go out. I was hoping maybe Cub would punch himself out on Nate's face. You know, McGregor Khabib style. He was gassing him out by getting his ass beat by him. But no, he got it done. Cub got it done, and yeah, he retired. It was a nice package. The last WEC fighter. Um, and yeah, it's not too sad for me to see him go compared to other people. Like I said, I haven't been watching him his whole career since WEC, but uh, I respect him, and he had a good time in the UFC for sure. What the record end up being? Oops, 16 and 10. Not terrible, not terrible, but eh. And on to this one, man. What a shitty fight this was. This sucked. Reyes and Walker. Yeah, I was watching this card with a bunch of people. I usually do for any of the numbered events. I have a lot of my friends over and we watch them. So yeah, this one did not go over well with everyone, especially with me telling them, "Oh man, these guys are gonna knock each other out for sure." I was saying this might be a double knockout. All the things you would say about this fight, but they had way too much respect for each other, which I mean, I can't say shit because I'm not going into a cage knowing that, this guy could put me out with one punch and I could do the same, and how mentally that works. But it would have been nice for one of them to just throw caution to the wind, maybe. I mean, they knew, surely they both know their reputations, and it would have been easy. And you just think to yourself, all right, it'll all be over soon. Either I'll win or I'm going to sleep. That's what it is. But yeah, I don't know how hard it is to make that decision in a cage fight. So is what it is. Boring fight. Reyes gets it done. Was it a split decision? I think it was, or it should have been, because it was pretty close. Walker, I saw he had like 45 leg kicks or something at some point, like more than like 75% of his strikes were leg kicks. Which I guess he just knocked out Zhang Mingyang with leg kicks. So uh, I guess he's fallen in love with his legs. You don't hear people say that often. You usually hear them say they fell in love with their hands, but maybe Walker he's fallen in love with his legs. The leg kicks, they didn't really do much to Reyes like they did Ming Yang. But yeah, it was a boring fight. I'm done talking about it. And really needed this one to pick the pace up after that boring fight. I got this one right too. If you might remember in my pick video, I wanted to pick Blades. He's from a similar place to me. He's a cool guy. He's a highly ranked fighter. But I decided to go with Hokit. I have been watching Hokit since he's been in LFA and picking him since then. I looked at my other account that I used before this one on Tapology. I was pretty much something like 7 or 8 picks in a row, or maybe almost his entire career I've picked him. And I made the whim decision to go for it. I thought his psychotic energy during the press conference maybe could lead to something, and I just thought it'd be better for a vision or the division if that happened. And pretty much the best case scenario happened, I would say, because I mean it was a complete war. It was entertaining. It was a great heavyweight fight. Um, they're calling it could be one of the best ever, which is crazy to me. I thought it was good, like for a heavyweight fight, but I mean it was sloppy. There was no technical brawl or anything. It was a pretty sloppy one. They both got tired quick. Curtis ran out of any sauce on his shots. I felt like one round in, and after that it kind of just never hurt Hokit again. They were still hitting each other, but Hokit he just had a little bit more left and kept hurting Blades. But yeah, why it's so good for the division is because Hockett, he gets to, or the younger man gets to progress and go up the rankings. But Blades, he's not like, he didn't get knocked out in the first round or anything. I mean, he almost did, but uh, he still has his stock. I mean, he's going to be around heavyweight, I'm sure, for a while. You always got to feel for Curtis Blades. He's always right when he gets certainly close to the title, or even I don't think he ever fought for it, but he almost did. Maybe an interim. He loses. This is another one of those situations. I'm not saying he was close because the top 5 of heavyweight, a lot of them probably have wins over him at this point. Um, but yeah, it's another, his title aspirations are definitely waning, but it's okay. It is what it is. And Yeah, it was nice to be right about this one. Yeah, the people I was watching with were shitting on the fight at the same time, and they did not like Hokett flicking blades off so much too. I forgot about that. One of my friends said, I think after like three, the over under on if he's gonna do it 10 times, and I think he got to nine, so that was a nice over under set by my friend, and yeah, people were not enjoying the bad boy character. You know, it's kind of like I feel like Nate Diaz flicked people off, right? Like it's kind of like a that one meme where it's like flirting versus sexual harassment. Like when Nate Diaz does it, it's cool. He's a G. But this guy, yeah, no, they were not liking that. Maybe it's because they all like Curtis Blades a lot. People from Chicago kind of know him usually if they're MMA fans. Uh, yeah, but good win for Hokett. He's and yeah, they made the White House card right after this. He's going to be fighting Derek Lewis on 2 months' notice, a little over 2 months. I mean, respect to him. Get it while you can, and I think he's going to make good use of this spotlight. I mean, I wasn't sure at first, but yeah, I came around on his gimmick. After the Helwani interview where he was like Scottish, I was like, man, that was really stupid and cringe. But after this media week, I don't know, something clicked. Like just how insane it is it's something. It's not like the greatest thing in the world. I mean the edgy part, that's whatever. I could take it or leave it. You know, he says some racist or bigoted stuff maybe. And that's whatever, dude. Yeah, good win by Hokett. All right, next, another one I got right. Like I feel like these were picks, that these were hard ones to get. This one, yeah, Hokett was a dog, or at least on Tapology. This one, Costa was too. I feel like I did pretty decent, but that Padilla one going to a draw, that kept me at 50-50. And I do follow Guru and Bedtime MMA's picks pretty close. I think they were both at 4 out of 10. Bedtime said he was 6. He might have changed it on that Demetrius Johnson video. He made picks on there too, but from what I could see, he went 4 and 12. And so did Guru. Uh, but either way, moving on to Costa versus Mirzakanov. He gets the head kick, knocks him out in the third round. Really impressed by Costa here. He really, I mean, against a southpaw, he does seem to just have a much higher advantage and look a lot better when he's facing guys like that. Mirzakanov just he couldn't get close enough to him often enough to do anything, to put anything together. He looked, I feel like, as good as he always does. Just the other guy didn't get pulled into his tricks. He didn't fall down. Costa just uh, did what he needs to do. Yeah, it's nice to see him do good. I feel like pretty much the entire time I've been watching him, he's kind of either sucked or he's pulled out a lot. He's had a bad reputation with me, and I think fighters from when I've started watching. So good to see him get a couple wins over a Russian in Roman Kopylov, and now an undefeated Russian in Mirzakhanov. Good wins. 205, who knows? It could be a legendary run for him. 205 Costa, he still looked just as strong in jacket as he usually is. Yeah, he looked good. Another guy, I know he posts some edgy stuff. He's trying to make the MAGA pivot now, which is weird. I feel like that's like the worst time you could be doing that. I'm sure he's always, been enjoyed the whole MAGA thing, but he's like openly, using AI to give himself a MAGA hat, the classic things you do, and all that stuff on Twitter. Yeah, just feels a little late. I mean, but yeah, go off, I guess. All right. Yeah, and the head kick. I mean, it was a nice one too. It just got right through Mirzakanov's guard. I mean, it almost kicked his arm into his head, and I think he might have. I think I heard he might have broke Mirzakanov's arm with that one too, which would be crazy if true. That's got to be some real power on a kick. And I mean, that's what I thought he might do. He has good kicks, and Mirzakhanov doesn't really kick at all, so I thought he would definitely be taking advantage of that to keep him at range. and he did. And I didn't think he was gonna finish him though. I had decision, but it was almost a decision. Like a minute 23 more, or 4 minutes more, maybe, and I would add it. But yeah. All right. Yeah. Moving on to the main event. Olberg gets it done over Prohashka with the left hook. Probably gave Jiri some PTSD with that one. Also, when he was so, I don't know if Jiri knew it at the time, but he pretty much had him compromised there with his leg. Uh, Jiri just, I don't know. We can call it being a warrior. Jiri's calling it showing mercy. I don't really like any of that. I'm sure in the heat of the moment, maybe Jiri really did think like, oh, I'll give him a shot by like getting closer to him or something. But I don't like that. I think we should just say Olberg got the win. And now apparently the division is like, ruined in a lot of people's eyes. I think that's overblown just because they like Jiri a lot and they don't like Olberg. Um, which, I mean, fair enough, but I don't think the division's ruined. I mean, he hasn't fought a lot of the top guys. Ankalaev could fight him. Costa could fight him now. I mean, we're getting Rob and RDR in the division too soon, so I think 205 will be in an all right place, at least an interesting one. I mean, there will be a lot of new fights to make with all those guys. Um, Jerry can fight one of them too. I'm sure he's probably really upset with himself over that one. I don't know how he's gonna look after this, but he was doing fine. He was getting leg kicked a lot, like I thought might happen. I mean, pretty much the two things everybody said he needs to watch out for. He did the same things. He got leg kicked a lot, and he had his chin out enough that Olberg could hit it with one of those. I'm gonna call it a signature hook from him, but I mean, usually when he stops people, it's something like that. And I mean, people are saying, I don't know, are people saying Olberg's not entertaining? It's just got to be rage bait because the guy gets like first round KOs like all the time. Like I feel like he's got a good knockout percentage. He had a boring fight with Jan Blachowicz, but other than that, I feel like he's had a pretty good career. I really never thought he was gonna make it to the title. I thought like, uh, who did I pick against him? Oh yeah, I think I picked against him his last four fights, and he's proven me wrong. So at that point, I really got to make the decision if I'm just gonna start only picking him or keep going against him. I'll probably keep going against him. I feel like I get like that with guys. Like I thought I was smart for taking Ozdemir over him, and honestly, it was a close fight, and so I was like, okay, well, and then on the next one, I'm like, oh, well, you had a close fight with him, so I'm picking this guy, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, Reyes he didn't have a close fight with, or this one, I guess, but the last two, I thought he was ready to start fading him, but apparently not. Yep, so that was UFC 327. Good card overall. I think I'd give it probably like a 7 out of 10. Looking forward to 328 next month. And anything else go on over the weekend? PFL Chicago was happening. I could have went to that, but the card did not look great, so I stayed home to watch this. And Anthony Smith, my goat, he got a knockout on, or no, he got a sub over Chase Sherman in Game Bred Bare Knuckle, Jorge Masvidal's promotion. That's good to see. You love to see Anthony Smith with the blacked out arm. He could be a new mythical fighter. He could be a problem. Uh, it was really funny too. I don't the where were they? Cuba or no, the Dominican Republic. The announcer going, Anthony E. Smith. That really made me laugh. And then like two little farts of pyro, and it took him like 30 seconds to walk out of the tiny tunnel too. It was just everything Anthony Smith does is funny to me in one way or another, intentional or not, and that was no exception. Anyway, yeah, that'll do it for the video. I will see you on my predictions for the Canada card this weekend, and I think Wednesday is going to be when I try to do that, so keep an eye out for that. All right, goodbye.